All right, guys, round number 3 on That's Fighting. I'm Michael Mayers, and with me, as always, is Nathan Santos. Go check out round number 1 and 2, where we broke down the first and the second fight in respective of the main event and the co-main event for UFC 251 on Yas Island. Now, the third fight, which is the co-main event, if you will, it's Petr Yan versus Jose Jr. Aldo. Now, a lot has been said and made of Jose Aldo coming off of what was a loss on the record, but a win in many people's eyes, including the President Dana White's eyes. And he's fighting immediately for the championship. What was supposed to be against Cejudo has now turned into Petr Yan for the vacant strap at 135. So what do you make of this this bout here with a pure boxer and Petr Yan going and taking on a very game and I think very motivated Jose Aldo coming off of a decision loss that he feels like he dominated?
Yeah, I think, man, like this is an exciting fight. This is another very, very tough fight because you can look at statistics and say, okay, you know, Jose Aldo in the last 5 years is what, 3-5, 4-4 if you give him the win against Marlon. So there's a path to victory that Yan can study and say, okay, here's how we beat Jose Aldo. But that, like you said in the last round, you're 0-0 when you step to a new division. And technically, yes, he's 0-1 now because he lost by a BS decision. Let's not even get into it. Let's just say he won. He's 1-0 now at 135 because he earned a title shot from it. This is a new career path for Jose Aldo. And I think as good as Petr Yan is, he will struggle if Aldo comes out with the same kind of venom and speed and leg kicks that he has been in the past when he was at his best. And now let's say he's even faster because he's at 135. That could be a real problem for a pure boxer. We've seen that before, right? Pure boxers are often heavy on the front foot. And when they fight a guy with vicious leg kicks, they get beaten down over several rounds. And Aldo has very fast hands too, right? Like it's not uncommon for Aldo to just whip a leg at you, break your freaking calf, and then hit you hard to the body and then another one to the head. Like, I don't doubt that Yan has seen very quick strikers and has fought, you know, maybe not to that level in the UFC, but outside of it, there's some very tough competition for him. I would probably give the edge to Yan because let's say he's on the come up, he's undefeated in the UFC, he's got ridiculously good boxing, and I don't think Aldo has shown us in his last fights that he's the same guy willing to brutalize your legs as he once was. And I think that if he were to do that, then I would say, yeah, Aldo probably walks away with this because he's just going to kick his legs out, and Yan won't be able to stand by after round 3, let alone get real venom in his punches.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to go out there and just try to box with him purely because for some reason he's abandoned his most, prolific weapon. And let's say he goes out just with his hands. He's got ridiculous hands, but I don't trust anyone in a boxing match against Petr Yan.
No, if Jose Aldo goes out there and engages in a boxing match as opposed to a kickboxing bout, he's in trouble. Period. Point blank, he's in trouble. That is not the recipe for success. Petr Yan is got some of the best hands in that division, some of the nicest power. We've seen Jose Aldo shy away from the leg kicks over time. He needs to crack that open and bust it open again. I don't know if it was because maybe some ACL deterioration, maybe his knees are feeling it, maybe his shins, or maybe he's just getting injuries that he wasn't reporting. We all know how those Brazilian guys get down when they do their sparring. Who knows what kind of stuff was going on? Mm-hmm. But if I'm him, I'm busting out the good old Alexander Volkanovski's kicking post. I'm busting that out and I'm going to sharpen my blades that are my shins because at the end of the day, he doesn't have a choice. He's got to throw these leg kicks because it's going to help him win the fight. It deteriorates your base from boxing because you need your legs to throw these punches. Yep. We just saw Volkanovski take out a world-class boxer in Max Holloway with that same technique. And Jose Aldo is one of the best at throwing those things fluidly in a combination. Left hook to the body, while he's stepping into a right leg kick viciously to the calf, and then comes and finishes off with like a nasty right left jab to a right hook, like just combinations that are just like 4, 5, 6 combos where you don't know what's coming. You legitimately don't know if it's a hand or a leg coming at you. That type of unpredictability is what's going to be able to put someone like Petr Yan in some semblance of trouble. This guy's 14-1. He's knocking people out left and right. He's got 50% of his wins are decisions. He's got 1 submission and 6 KOs. So you just know that he's putting in that work over the course of these 3-round fights. Now that's where we get into another layer of this that I'd love to talk about. This is a 5-round fight, something that Jose Aldo is very, very used to engaging in. Whereas Petr Yan maybe hasn't gone down this road all too often, if he has at all up until this point. So with that being said, well, what are some of your thoughts about this? The last 5-round fight that Petr Yan had was in 2017, and he beat Magomedov, which is just as classic as a name as it gets, to be honest with you. That was him avenging actually his only loss, which was a split decision. Then he had a unanimous decision. John McCarthy called that one. That was a 5-round bout. What do you think here? Do you think the 5 rounds is going to make a difference here for Petr Yan, or what do you have there?
I'm going to say no, but only because I don't think it's these championship rounds. I think the way that the fight plays out in my head, it's pure boxing. And as good as Aldo is as a boxer, I think we saw even when he fought Conor, right? Like, the timing beats speed. And Yan has power, man. He can crack at 135. Oh, my God. So if he's, hitting him with these very precise timed punches, let's say every time Aldo throws an inside leg kick, he's just coming over the top with a power left hook. Aldo's going to stop throwing him very, very quickly. And then I would say within the first 3 rounds, Yan has finished it.
So you got Petr Yan finishing this fight. What round do you have that?
I'm going to say round 3. I could see sooner, but I would give Aldo, for all that he's worth, the benefit of the doubt and give him at least 3 because he's got ridiculous, I don't even have to list the pros of Jose Aldo. I just think realistically, within 3 rounds in a pure boxing match with 4-ounce gloves, I'm going Yan.
All right. Well, I've got Jose Aldo winning this by TKO in the round 4. I think this guy is going to weather an early storm. Petr Yan is going to throw the kitchen sink at him. Jose Aldo is going to have the mettle to survive. He's just the same way he did against Moraes, where that head kick landed flush. Most people would have been out right there. And
that head kick was in the first 30 seconds.
I mean,
even faster, right?
It caught him pretty early.
Long term in the fight, like as he's just getting wailed on with these shots. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe Aldo's got that iron will and that iron resolve. But anyway, please finish.
I've got Jose Aldo finishing the fight because he was saying it with a scary sense of conviction on the UFC countdown. He's saying, I'm never leaving it in the hands of the judges again. So I don't know if that means he's going to put his chin on a platter and say, we'll let the best man win the knockout. But I've got Jose Aldo coming out there and showing people a little bit of that vintage Jose Aldo. And we're going to have another champ, well, at least 2 divisions for him in his career. And it's going to be a great accolade for a guy that a lot of people might be writing off in this sense. That's the way I look at it. But I mean, anything can happen, especially with 2 guys that want to finish people every single time.
Exactly. And listen, I love at one point, because I've been watching UFC for such a long time. I was a little kid when Aldo was tearing it up. I loved him. And I don't now. I don't want that to. I would love for your prediction to come true, Mike, because to be honest, I'm pretty neutral going into this. I just think Yan probably has the up and coming skill to get the job done against a vet who is only 32. I can't believe how long Aldo's been around. He's got a lot of miles in those legs, bro.
Yes, he does.
A lot of miles in those legs.
100% he does. And, this is one of those situations where, Jose Aldo's record was completely just absolutely just disgusting until he lost to Conor. Then he beat Frankie Edgar. He lost to Max Holloway twice in a row, beat Jeremy Stevens via TKO, very game guy, vicious body shot. And then he beat Hanato, TKO punches. And he lost to Alexander Volkanovski and Marlon Moraes, which honest to God, that's not an L to me. I see a lot of up and down the last 6 or 7 fights for Jose Aldo, but this is a new division, new him. And I think that he got really pissed off at that 135 decision decision that didn't go his way, and he might be coming in with a little bit more conviction and looking to finish this, and that might get him knocked out in the process. But I also see it, especially some body shots that Petr Yan leaves himself open for. He has a nasty left body hook himself, does Petr Yan as well. So this is going to be an amazing bout. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. You have Jose Aldo or do you have Petr Yan? We'd love to hear from you guys, and we'll catch you guys in round number 4.